Hello everyone, today is the last day of our presentation. My presentation topic is media culture and cultural studies. This is my personal information. Introduction. The media and the cultural studies program emphasize the study of media in their historical, economic, social and political context, focusing primarily on sound and screen media, television, new media, film, popular music, radio, video, games, but racing out across the boundaries in the media and culture, encourage the interdisciplinary and transmedia and research. What is the meaning of media culture? Media culture refers to the current Western capitalist society that emerged and developed development for the 20th century under the influence of mass media. The term allies briefly to overall impact and intellectual guidance used by the media, not only the public opinion but also on the taste and value. Media culture is a society or culture that has been heavily influenced by mass media, whereby a communication occurs instantly across massive populations. What is cultural studies? The cultural study is a field of theoretically, politically, and empirically engaged the cultural analysis that culture upon the political dynamic of a contemporary culture is the historical fundamental defined threat, conflict, and continuous cultural study connection with the Marxism, the new historicism, multicultural culture upon post-modernism, popular culture, and post-colonial studies. Difference between cultures and a media culture. Cultures has a very blurred meaning and there is a no longer or a true meaning of the word culture it as it can take many forms. Media is referred to as a way of communication to the public and a way of transmitting to the culture and which the elite would like to transmit upon the public. Four types of media. There is four types of medias. First, print media. The second is broadcasting media. Print media is a newspaper, magazine, books, banners, etc. And broadcasting media is a television, radio, films. Third is internet media. There are socials or social network or website. And fourth is out of home media, is a online media. Media cultural studies. Media study is one of the disciplines that focus on implementation of media studies concept and the uses of theory. There are two types of criteria in the media studies: is liberal pluralist media studies and critical Marxist media studies. Marxist also has some assumption about the media. One of them is the mass media is honored by the bounding and the media operates in the accordance with the common interest of the bodies. In the addition, Marxist also assumes that the media promotion is a false connection to the workers. And another is the media becomes the tool of class struggles for the media is divided into three approaches in the Marxist perspective. First, the structuralist approach examines the science in the media to show that the media is including to serve on the domestic group. The second, the political economics approach sees that economics factors influence of the politics. And third, the culturalist approach sees that the media has the powerful impact in the construction public awareness. According to Starthole explained that media as a cultural studies are basically trying to criticize the thinking about the reality and what is called and real is our daily cultural life. The whole tries to explain that cultures can be formed by anyone who wants to it. Concept of cultural studies. There are three concepts of cultural studies that proposed by Hall. Cultural practice is a society that products meaning. Cultural representatives meaning have a certain materialistic attached to a sound, writing, or message or symbol, object, pictures, books, magazine, and television programs. Cultural studies and media culture. So, studies youth subculture, British culture studies demonstrate how cultures came to constitute distinct form of identity and group member. Cultural studies. Media cultures provide the materials from construction view of the world, behavior, and even the identities. Those who uncertainly follow the dictates of media cultures tend to mainstream themselves, conforming dominant fashion's value and behavior. Yet, cultural study is also interested in how subculture groups and individuals resist dominant form of culture as identity and creating their own style and identities. Cultural studies instead that culture must be studied within a social and relation system. Cultural studies show how media culture articulates the dominant value, political ideology, and social development in their era. Impact of media culture on society. Different society has a different media system and they are set up by law influence how the society work. Difference from the communication including mass and the mass media give the shape of structure on society. Media culture help reinforce the hegemony and power of specific political, culture, and economic group. They are representative media are suggestive and provocative. Audience reception and use of media culture. Media culture provide materials for an individual to create identities and meanings in cultural studies. Dedics use the cultural forms. Teenagers use video games and music, television as an escape from the demands of the disciplinary society. And males use support as the train of fantasy identification in which they feel empowerment, their team of star triumphs. To conclude, cultural studies focus on media culture because it assumes that the media are very significant contribution to ideologies and a political culture. Media culture mostly supports to the hegemony and a specific power of groups. This is my work site.
Niti, what are what are media and cultural studies?
Media and cultural studies I can say about my presentation that media is a view upon the we see and the history and the new idea and how media has support to be identify our role in just the society. So media and cultural studies are more important in today's life.
Niti, what is your view? Media help us to understand the cultural studies.
According to my view, media is a full support to understanding the cultural study because today we know that media is a show us the news about the whole world and as we study in culturally that media shows to the realities of the world and he say about the new way of historically that media is mostly help to understand the cultural study.